So this morning I'm out at the Boulevard Trail in San Diego. It's at the end of Lake Murray Boulevard, right below Grossmont College. Might not be a place you've been to before, but it's one of my favorite places to go because everywhere you look are native plants. These are San Diego native plants everywhere, and it's a really cool opportunity because there's also 3 separate plant communities, at least, I don't even know, represented here that I wanted to show you. And I want to show you how geography impacts, obviously, the plant growth and the plant communities that are present here. Let me show you. So if you look, this is a canyon, and on this side this is north, this is south, and you'll notice a really big difference depending on which slope the plants are growing, the plant communities that are present. So this south-facing slope is going to be exposed to the sun all year, and so it's going to retain less moisture, have more heat and drought stress, because even in the winter, when the sun goes lower into the southern sky, this slope is still going to be exposed to that sun, and so the plants have adapted to these conditions. So this is a coastal sage scrub community. I think you can tell that, let me show you, most of these plants are about as tall as me. And so this desert broom, for example, gets a little bit taller than me, but I'm like 5'6". So like me, they aren't that tall. But yeah, you'll see plants like desert broom. This is chamise. There's buckwheat, sagebrush, a lot of plants that are similar in size, tough leaves. They'll drop their leaves often in the hot summer months to conserve energy because they're exposed all the time. But you'll see not much sign of any bigger trees. This is the coastal sage scrub community. It stays smaller, it's adapted to these tough conditions. And then you'll see that just about, 30 yards away, there's a different plant community because there's a body of water right here. So there's actually a creek that runs through here, and let me show you how different this suddenly feels. So as we come down, you can hear the water rushing, it's beautiful. And you'll see all of a sudden we have these tall, deciduous trees that are deciduous during the winter. Things like willows, most of these are. You'll see sycamores, you'll see reeds like cattails, etc. Let me show you. So again, here's a beautiful riparian area. You got willows that are just springing back to life. They had dropped their leaves during the winter. Down here you have cattails and things like that. And so a very different plant community because they have access to water all throughout the year. So it's a pretty big difference. These plants obviously have very different conditions than what's growing on these hillsides. So pretty amazing. And so again, abundance of water here. These plants are adapted to it. Wherever you see water, you'll almost always in San Diego, if you see a little creek or river, you'll see these same plants. You'll see the willow, which is growing behind me. You'll see these tall cattail. Sometimes you also see tule. And they're very different than the plants around them, again, because they have access to water throughout the year. That shouldn't be too surprising. But if I keep going, I will show you a third plant community, which is a chaparral plant community. And the reason the chaparral plant community is here is because this is a north-facing slope. And so look how different this feels. So again, this is another 15, 20 yards from the riparian zone. We have this beautiful, look at this. It's a mission manzanita, this beautiful reddish bark. It's got some berries on it right now. You can see loaded up with berries. The birds are probably there you go, thrilled. And so you'll see things like manzanitas, there's oaks in here, that's a laurel sumac. But look how different this feels. This is, again, the north slope, less exposed to the heat and sun, and you just get a completely different microclimate. And on a hot summer day, there must be just a massive temperature difference between this side of the slope and that side of the slope. Just a huge difference. So it's pretty amazing. In San Diego, if you don't know the native plants, you might not notice something like this, but this is something that I'm just learning recently, and it's pretty amazing to come out to these spaces continually throughout the year, see them change and adapt, but also just to get to know them better and to understand what grows where. And you'll start to see the same plants in the same places in the same sort of conditions repeating themselves in these patterns. You'll see the same plants growing together throughout San Diego. Pretty beautiful, but let me just show you one more time. Beautiful chaparral. The manzanita create these just lovely little canopy. absolutely beautiful. Oh, I just love it here. It feels amazing. So pretty cool. I'll show you another plant. This is Toyon. Gets these red berries. You've probably seen them. Sorry, bad camera work. You've probably seen them around. That sometimes they'll have more significantly serrated leaves and stuff, but these red berries will be kind of the telltale sign. This is laurel sumac. Again, part of the shop. Like these, the Toyon, the sumac, the manzanita, all are kind of your taller growing, not quite trees, not quite shrubs, like, you know, 10 to 20 feet tall. While on the other side in the coastal sage scrub, you won't see anything this tall really. There's a scrub oak up here, that's a scrub oak, beautiful. So pretty incredible. Yeah, just wanted to show you that. Something for you to notice whenever you're in nature in San Diego is that even though you're on a trail, one side of the trail can be one plant community, one side could be the other. If you're near water, you'll see different plants. So just something to look out for. Pretty amazing. It's a beautiful place. We might not realize it, but San Diego is one of, if not the most biodiverse place in the continental United States. It is an extraordinarily diverse place with just an incredible amount of species of plants. So pretty amazing. If you have any questions about any of this, let me know. I'd love to share more of what I'm learning with you all about San Diego. But yeah, love this place. Boulevard Trail, San Diego, the 3 plant communities I taught you about. Coastal sage scrub, lower growing, usually on exposed south-facing slopes, but you'll see it other places. You'll see it frequently on the side of freeways. Things like desert broom, coastal sagebrush, black sage, these common plants you'll see in those communities. What I'm in right now is this chaparral, things like Toyon, manzanita, scrub oak, and then that riparian zone that we just saw, which is things like willow, cattails, sycamores, these big trees, the biggest trees in San Diego. So pretty amazing. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you learned something.